folks, welcome back to Game Geeks. I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Today's episode, we are doing a often requested review of Pathfinder for Savage Worlds. I have to give you a little bit of a personal story on this one. One of the questions I get a lot from people that I never answer is, what do I think about Company X making Game Y? Allow me to explain why I don't answer those questions. About 2011, 2012, there was a major political upheaval in Wisconsin. And as a result, there were a lot of people, both in the state government and among the community, that suddenly knew how to do my job. For those of you who don't know, I'm a chemistry professor. I am a teacher and I am a scientist. And suddenly, everyone knew how to do my job better than me, which is frustrating for anyone to go through a situation like that. When you know something, when you know you're very good at it, when you've been doing it for a long time, and all of a sudden, every Tom, Dick, and Harry knows how to do your job better. I'm not pointing any fingers politically. This happens everywhere, every when. But what that taught me was I need to be very sensitive when I do that about other people. Let me reiterate what my career is. I am a scientist and I am a teacher. I am not a game designer. I'm a game fan, I'm a game player, I'm a game runner. But I don't write games. I don't run game companies. I don't want to. I don't have the mental fortitude for that. I don't have the willpower. I don't have the energy for that sort of thing. So I do what I do. And one of the things I learned from that upheaval is I don't criticize how other people do games. Now, that seems like it's going to be a slightly negative thing to say in front of this review of a fantastic product, but I wanted to get that out of the way for a reason, because a lot of people are writing me going, what the hell is going on with Pinnacle trying to hone in on Pathfinder money? I don't know. I was surprised at this as everybody. It ran a very successful Kickstarter campaign. I have review copies of the core book as well as the bestiary, which we'll be reviewing today. By the way, what is it? Is it bestiary or bestiary? Tell me in the comments below. So with Pathfinder for Savage Worlds, it really begged the question, why? Well, I think part of it is Pathfinder is one of the big dogs in the role-playing world. It truly is, especially now in its second edition, showing no sign of slowing down. It has very definitely moved past its 3.75 roots. It's developed as its own setting as well as game system. And while I like a lot of it, I find I'm unable to run it. I cannot keep that many modifiers floating around in my head. I can't juggle, is it a ×2 or a ×3? These things are just rough for me. So while I enjoy playing Pathfinder, and I played in some very nice games, it's not something I can see myself running. However, I do see myself, and frequently do, run Savage Worlds. So the idea of bringing Golarion into Savage Worlds for its engine is a very interesting one, because what it does is it brings in a setting with a lot of support. Well, the follow-up question to that is, would that support transmit into the Savage Worlds setting? That is, would there be a true cross-pollination, or is it going to be the Savage Worlds fans who kind of wanted to dip their toe in it, some Pathfinder fans, and then we go back our separate ways? I don't know the answer to that. All I know is it's a damn good game, and it's a damn good product. So what we're looking at with this is it is a true Savage Worlds conversion. You do not need the Suede core book for this. The Pathfinder for Savage Worlds core book itself, the core rules, has everything you need. So you don't need to bring Suede to the party separately. They've taken the races that we're used to in Pathfinder, renamed them Ancestries, and now we have the official Pathfinder stats for things like dwarves, elves, half-orcs, humans, halflings, and gnomes. Not that much is new here, as you could probably get this from either the old Fantasy Companion, or you could easily get this from Suede itself. Where it really shines is incorporating the classes into this, because instead of calling them classes, they're now called the iconic paths. And what you have with these are everything that you would come to expect from a class, but most of the class bonuses, most of the class abilities, most of the class cool stuff actually ties into edges that are now unique to that particular iconic path. For example, what you have are what you would really expect. Barbarian, Bard, I'm going to forget one just to warn you. Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, doing okay so far, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, and Wizard. I did it! Yay! And there are a lot of these that now have unique edges that come with them and in terms of how they play. For instance, I don't think anyone else can take up the Berserk edge now. I think it is unique to the Barbarian path. What this does is it allows a nice entry for people that are used to the class-based system of Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder into something a bit more free-form than Savage Worlds. They also deal with multi-classing in that you can bring in additional classes and some of their abilities as you go along, but you can only do it once per rank, which I think nicely limits the people that would take their first 5 advances and take 5 different iconic paths with it just for the cool powers, K-E-W-L-P-O-W-E-R-Z. Along this line, they have also transferred most of the spells from Pathfinder into Savage Worlds phrasing. So no longer do you have Burning Hands, you have Blast, or you have Burst. And you add the trapping for what the specific ability would be. Fire for Burning Hands and Fireball, but it also allows you to use Bolt as a spray of splinters for Druids, for instance. So this adds a certain level of diversity to what you would find with Pathfinder. Now, switching over to the bestiary, or the best bestiary. I'm sorry, I'll go home now. Anywho, so with this now you have the traditional Pathfinder critters now in Savage Worlds terms. And there's an entry for every one. What should be noted here is that one of the problems with a bout with, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, so I'm choosing my words very carefully. With a game like Pathfinder, where you have a real balance and predictability between what a party can do and what a party can take in terms of damage and what they can face, versus versus a Savage Worlds game, which can be really swingy, where the merest might can take down the mightiest monk. Still there. Folks, that's part of why we like Savage Worlds, is the fact that you can have the jock who's not very smart in ETU roll a notice die and go 30 fucking 4 and be very proud of himself. Hi, Wes. So, with this, though, you have all those things. What you have here, if you choose so, is a beautiful way of taking a traditional D&D setting, be it Galarian, Greyhawk, Birthright, needs a little work, but you can do Birthright, Forgotten Realms, Kryn, and translate them easily into a Savage Worlds type of game. Remembering the core rule for transferring anything into Savage Worlds, which is go for the feel and the theme and the mood rather than the details. So this has been a longer video because I kind of had to give you part of my philosophy on how I review things and what I think about making games, which is I hold game designers in a certain level of awe. Truly I do. I cannot imagine what it takes to do what you all do. So if you're interested in having us review something, or you want to tell us something, point us toward a product you like, we have an email that we're checking at least semi-regularly now. It's gamegeeksrpg@gmail.com. Additionally, we have a sister show to this, Board Game Archaeology, also on YouTube, done by our producer Rob and his son, where they take a look at board games from the past. I'm trying to keep up with comments in these videos so that I can answer questions, tell why I feel about things the way I do, laugh about things, etc. For Game Geeks, I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Good day and good gaming.